not affiliated
excuse me,
with.
I have told you people before. Emma Powerful is no longer part of us.
It is spokesman for the IPOP.
I said
it's
no longer part of us.
I said it doesn't talk for you, doesn't represent the IPOP.
Excuse me, listen to what I'm saying. Speak the truth and ready to end by the truth because I love the truth. As the word of God stated it. Now listen and listen carefully. Mr. Governor Soludo, yes, I love the step you are taking. Thank God for you realizing your mistakes. Thank God for you coming out in this form to make peace. It's one of the biggest steps of peace. And that is what I've been expecting from you. And that is how it's supposed to be. But there is another step I will love you to take. Because you are now pleading for the Brgie. That is in person of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the Chief of Staff. And the BLA, that is the Biafran Liberation Army. I believe that. If I'm mistaken, you can correct it. Now listen and listen good. You are pleading with them now that there should be peace so that the Southeast will have their peace. That should suspend sit at home. But there is something that you are missing. And that thing you are missing is the primary thing. And that is the number one solution of what you are pleading for. And that thing is this. Free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Mr. Governor Soludo, take a bold step. Tell Tinubu and Nigeria to free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, in their custody. Because he's a man who did not offend anybody nor commit any crime. Why are you people still holding him? Why are you people still keeping him there? Free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that is just the solution. If you free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu now, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu know those politicians that are behind what is happening in the Southeast. Because Soludo, even you yourself, you are a governor. You should equally meet your co-governors like Mba and Uzodingba. You can meet with them and talk to them, advise them, give them an elderly statesman advice so that they should stop the atrocities they are carrying out in their various states. And which after carrying it out, they will come and lay the allegation upon the IPOP. Are you getting it? You are, see, Soludo, I want you to listen to what I'm saying, whether it makes sense or not, but listen, in the atom of nonsense, there is always a sense in it. Look into this matter. These people gave you their vote. They put you there for a reason, for a purpose. Do not be a betrayer. They put you there because they believe in you, they trust in you, they have confidence in you that you will stand to fight for us. Now you are joining them to go against us. I bet you, if we oppose them and remove hand now, and Mba remove hand now, you will see peace in the Southeast. Because they are the brain behind it. They are the one paying money for all those hoodlums. Yes, they are the one paying money, giving those hoodlums money to come and carry out all those evil in the Southeast. All those killings in the Southeast. But it is very, very unfortunate that in the Southeast we have some set of cannibals or cannibals, they call their name, in the Southeast, coming from the Southeast. Look at the Southwest. How many times, despite what happened in Ondo, how many times before the late governor of Ondo, the former governor of Ondo, late Akeredolu, how many times did he invite Nigerian military to come and begin to shoot people in Ondo or in Lagos here or in Osun State? No, let us ask. How many times in the north that governors use their hand to invite a criminal, the northerners, except the Fulanis? Are you getting it? Except the Fulanis, because those Fulanis are the Boko Haram. Those Fulanis are the herdsmen that are terrorizing all over Nigeria, not just in the north alone. They are terrorizing both the west, they are terrorizing both the north, and they are terrorizing both the south and the east. All the parts of Nigeria, they are the one terrorizing. We all know. But how come that in the southeast, that the governor of the southeast is now declaring his own state, which is supposed to protect, declaring it as a place of zone of death, bringing the Fulanis, which you know vividly well that they hate the Easterners and they love killing, they love sharing blood, to come and be killing their brother, the people that you're supposed to protect. You see, so Soludo, with the step which you have taken, I love it. Move it more, but push it in the right source and in the right way, and God will help you. Thank you.
God will help you.
God will help you.
But just like you said, do you think that if this step is truly taken, do you think that the BRG government will want to clamp down, and allow people in the southeast go to their various places of work on Monday?
Yes, if the need is taken, if Soludo is taking this step from all his heart, like I said before, there are things you don't need to disturb yourself much. You get it? There are things you don't need to disturb yourself much. You just need to do the needful. You get it? And what is that needful? Tell Mr. Tinubu to free our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You will see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. He has the key. He has the word. He has the wisdom. He has the knowledge. He knows what to say. And everybody will reason with him, and everywhere will calm down. He knows what to say. It's a gift that God blessed him with. Are you getting it? So let Kanu be released. Our leader, let him be released. Let him be free.
So what you're saying is that if Kanu comes out,
and
even though the BRG government doesn't declare or end the sit at home, that even with the coming out of Nnamdi Kanu alone, we stop it automatically.
Automatically, it's automatical solution, because once Mazen Nnamdi comes out, the BRED, AEG in EZA or whatsoever they are boys of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They are what? Royal. They are royal. That is what I mean. I'm not saying that they are children. No. What I mean is that they are loyal to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu.
But we've seen the IPOB counter that and say that Nnamdi Kanu is not affiliated.
Excuse me,
with...
I have told you people before. Emma Powerful is no longer part of us.
He's the spokesman for the IPOB.
I said it's no longer part of us.
I said it doesn't talk for you, it doesn't represent the IPOB.
Excuse me, listen to what I'm saying. Emma Powerful is no longer part of us. He was with us before. He was with us before. He now craft out his own group from the IPOB and start collecting ransom, collecting salary from Nigerian government in order to encounter us that stand on the truth. And that is why a person like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not collect any offer from Nigeria. That's why all the offer they offer him. Somebody like Simon Ekpan refused to collect anything from Nigeria as an offer to drop this. But he, Emma Powerful, and his group have collected their own. But they are now dancing the dance of shame, because that thing that they think that is not going to be possible has become possible. You get it? So it's out of envy, out of regret. Simon Ekpan, I say Simon Ekpan, Emma Powerful is speaking out of what? Regret. And I know, because he never believed that this thing will come to this extent. And the respect which he have lost, the dignity that he have lost, is what is regretting. That's why he's busy condemning the good things that God have used Simon Ekpan in the absence or in the kidnapping time period of our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. God now used Simon Ekpan to achieve this great news and great thing for we, the Biafrans, which him is more powerful. In time to come, he will stand to benefit from, even his children to come. Because these people are not fighting for themselves. as he himself did. They fight for the everybody, even our children unborn. And God will bless Simon Ekpan and Mazen Namdekano and those that are still loyal to them.
But we've seen that the Southeast they've lost over 24 trillion in 2 years. Of this sit at home. Do you think that
They have done what?
they've lost over 24 trillion in 2 years? As regards of this sit at home and so many stuff going there, going on in the Southeast. Do you think that if there was no sit at home, at least do you not think that ending the sit at home will now at least we bring that development that the Southeast currently are craving
Let
for?
me tell you, there is no amount of money the Southeast will lose now and sit at home to compare what they have already lost in 1967 in the Civil War. I don't think there is any loss again to compare what they have already lost in the time past. Nigeria, this country called Nigeria, have caused us a lot of pains. Are you getting it? So it is time for us to go in order for us to have our own and our place being fixed. And
What is the forgiveness there? All those gospel apology, is that what we are going to forgive? Let him publish the report of Aburi. Then publish the committee report of 17 January 1967 coup. Simple. I'm not coming from behind to say you saved Obasanjo from being killed. And these are the people who claim they are pioneers of modern Nigeria that has failed, that has collapsed. So of what credit would we be given to them? Having put Nigeria in a total mess just because of what you are going to gain, instead of showing nationalistic patriotism. You created an atmosphere of bigotry. You created an atmosphere of injustice. You created an atmosphere of marginalization. And you are talking as if you don't know the reality on ground. Who brought Boko Haram? Who brought Fulani herdsmen? Gowons, of course, should be held responsible. Let him come and explain to Nigerians how come the Northerners, the Hausas, are dying in their numbers and nobody is doing anything about it. Is it because Nigeria is a banana republic where nothing matters to them? Where life has been thrown to the gutters? Where life turned to waters? At the expense of the so-called unity people who are advocating for unity. And the question that a lot of people are asking Nigeria, even the middle belt is asking Gowon is, where is the reason that you went to fight? The people you fought has taken over Nigeria. What is the extent? Then the people that you were fighting on behalf are busy killing your own people. See, have you seen Gowon come out one day or the other day to make a significant statement that we are being killed, or even caution or rebuke the killing of Middle Belters as a result of the Fulani conquest agenda that is already killing the people at the end of the day? Have you seen Gowon say anything like that? But at every flattest move taken by the Igbo restoration agenda, you see him going to one corner making some funny statement. Well, unfortunately, this present Igbo generation has gone beyond the Yakubu Gowon. Far, and he cannot be able to question the rationality why the thing has come to a point of where it is currently now. Because, my brother, they said necessity is the mother of invention. I think to an extent, extremely, the Igbos have endured enough from Nigeria. They have suffered from Nigeria. They are the most bruised. They are the most marginalized. They are the most threatened. You can't hear Yoruba phobia or Hausa phobia. Have you heard it before? Or you can hear Igbo phobia. What makes you think that the Igbo nation will continue to stay in an environment that is polluted and corrupted as Nigeria? It's not possible. The world must understand this. In our homes, we have been murdered on daily basis. The world is not saying anything. I've not seen Gowon come out one day to condemn the killing in the eastern part of the country. But at every slightest move, the Igbo nation is seeking for solidarity, for justice, calling the world attention, seeking understanding with the ICC. You will see Gowon stand up, either in one way or the other. You will begin to question the rationale. Bros, how did Obasanjo know that you wrote to Abacha, begging Abacha not to kill Obasanjo?
Obasanjo said it wasn't.
Bros, it's a lie. Bros, all this thing is a lie. Bring the evidence. Why didn't you make it public? Why didn't you tell Obasanjo that you have already written to Abacha?
For years.
You didn't hear anything. That was how they destroyed the document they signed in Aburi. And I'm telling you what these people are actually up to. Up to today, the media is still questioning to produce replica documents of what you signed in Aburi. You're going to tell us, Abacha with Akida, now you go to pray, now you go write later. You tell, Obasanjo told him, are you sure it's what you did? I don't know. I don't know. You write later. People that play significant role, Obasanjo still recognize them to today. The lives of Emeka Nwoko, the Secretary General at that time of the Commonwealth. Obasanjo can stand up anytime, any day, and say, yes, this man mounted international pressure on Abacha to release him. What is going on that destroyed Nigeria? He has already seen it, that the level of their heroes, whether they know the kind of hero they have, is already in vain. Look at the system. An Igbo man, one president. A Yoruba man knows that it is turn for them to at least extend support. They say Emiloko. They don't Emiloko now. And upon all these things, doubled over the years, you still want Igbo man to be thrown on the gutters, always rubbish on the gutters. So that because they succeed in adding value, so that you be flying, you stay under the AC and they blow you. And he said, yes, what happened in Israel and Egypt? A time came, God saw the dedication and the diligence of the Israeli Jews in Egypt, and he said, it is time for them to go. Let my people what? Go. I think Igbos have had enough in Nigeria. Yes, I think they have had enough. And everything that has been put on the table for dialogue, for unity, for development, for synergy, for cohesion, for cooperation has been balkanized, but not by Igbo people. I keep on saying it. When Nigeria is no more, the Biafran nation will represent what America is representing in the Western world. Biafra will represent that in Africa. I can give you an instance. As we shared in the last convention in Finland, where an American lobbyist explained it very clearly. This is not a joke, oh. It's not a joke. I'm not joking here. It's a very serious issue, because if not for social media, I don't know the position of the black man, of the Biafrans in the world by now. It will be very difficult for Igbo man to get a media space of expression. But God, in His infinite mercies, knows that the social media will come and the world will hear the Biafrans. we have the United States of America. That is A for America. Then we have United States of Biafra. B for what? Biafra. Do you know what it means? It means that United States of America remains the giant of the Western world. Biafra remains the giant of the African continent. Two nations that will join in the existing kingdom as being prophesied by the revelation of Daniel. You think is ordinary. You don't know what is coming. It's something that God has already ordained. You can't find it in any tribe in Africa. You repent.
And do what?
And give your life to Christ.
Am I a devil?
You understand what I'm saying? That's the only way liberation will come. That's the only way understanding will come. That's the only way, people begin to seek for wisdom and destiny and revelation will come. Without that, God, we will take ourselves backward, and that backward will face resistance, and that is why the Biafran cause is rising, is taking global dimension. Whatever it is being waved. Let them open the political space. They cannot find credibility in Nigeria. The present leaders of Nigeria does not believe in Nigeria. Everybody is bigotry. Then we are taking it up from there, asking the world for solidarity. If they like, let them go and bring Obi. The Northerners said if Tinubu pushes for this tax reform, there's nothing going. They are not going to. Then what is our business? We know that you had a secret memo to share the Nigeria Biafra war loot, and the Yorubas and the Hausas have been doing it for a very long time. No intervention. Nobody is intervening. So what is our business? When you say you're a Northerner, you're not going to vote for Tinubu again. We don't have any business with that. We have already set a standard that by hook or crook, either by omission or by commission, the God that created America, the God that created Israel, the physical Israel, will pronounce the physical Biafra. That is what it is. And that is what it's going to be. Whether they do put Nnamdi Kanu or release Nnamdi Kanu, whatever they do is their business. The Igbo man has learned to crawl, to walk. It's not anybody that wants to. He has to imitate the Yoruba nation to stop chasing Biafran shadow. Everywhere we now go, we're going to follow us. What are they follow us for? So you know what it means. Long suffering for you to be on your own. It comes with a price. The Igbos have paid the price. And that is what you are seeing happening clearly in Finland. If somebody tells you that US representatives who came to witness the first Jewish nation in Africa, in Finland, can come out and make a statement, a press release, address the world in Finland on behalf of Biafra, showcasing the 104 years impunity of the Nigerian government against the Biafrans. You can see that that's already God is at work. When the US cough, the world goes silent. Well, from there, we go to United Nations. Let them struggle with their tax reform, struggle with Nigeria, struggle to define Nigeria, even struggle to make Nigeria a better place. If they like, change the name of Nigeria to Yoruba and Hausa Nation Republic. It's nothing bad.
Igbos will ever forgive Yakubu Gowon? Do you think the Igbos will? Do you think the Igbos will forgive Yakubu Gowon?
What is the forgiveness there? All those gospel apology, is that what we are going to forgive? Let him publish the report of Aburi. Then publish the committee report of 17 January 1967 coup. Simple. I'm not coming from behind to say you saved Obasanjo from being killed by Abacha. And Abacha will say, I'm not aware. You did it. I'm not aware. So the same thing at his age. Let him publish those reports. Then let the world look at it and fought Odumegwu Ojukwu on what led to Nigerian Civil War.